Hey everyone, it's Andy for Tuts Plus, and now that I've shown you the basics for solid color double knitting, I'm going to show you how to work from a double knitting chart. They can be a little confusing because they only represent what you're going to see on your finished project. They don't show you literally what you're going to do. So here we have 9 pairs of stitches, but our chart only has 9 stitches in total on it. And so we have to do a little thinking before we get started. The first stitch on our chart is our background color, so we're going to work the first pair of stitches like normal. And then the second stitch on our chart is the contrast color. So here's where things get mixed up. So we want the contrast color on the yellow side to be blue, so we're going to knit a blue stitch. I'm going to bring our 2 pairs of yarn around to the front. And then the contrast color for the blue side is going to be yellow, so we're going to purl a yellow stitch. And then we have some background color stitches, so we're just going to knit the yellows and purl the blues like we were before. So we got 1 pair in the main color, and then we're going to do a pair in the contrast color. So we're going to work with the blue on the yellow side, and we're going to work with the yellow on the blue side. And then the rest of our chart just has plain colors, so I'm going to work to the end. And I'm going to turn our work. Going to twist, because it's the beginning of a row. And then this row on our chart has all main color, or background color. So I'm just going to knit the blues in blues, and I'm going to purl the yellows in, I'm going to purl the pearls in yellow. Purl a yellow, knit a blue, and now we come to the contrast color dots that we've created, and this is where we have to pay attention to what we're doing. On this row, it's all the main color, so we've been knitting our knits in blue, so even though this one is yellow, we're still going to knit it in blue, and we're going to purl this blue stitch in yellow to match our pattern. And you can start to see the pattern coming through. So we're going to purl our pearls in yellow and knit our knits in blue, because that's our main color on this side. And once again, we come to the stitch that was knit in the contrast color on the previous row, and we just need to remember what we're doing and keep our colors consistent. So here I've started the 3rd row of our chart. So I've got my 3 pairs where I have the main colors consistent, and you can see the previous row where we did our contrast color. So now I'm going to work a contrast color here, going to knit in blue, and I'm going to purl and yellow. And then on my next pair of stitches, I'm just going to go back to the pattern I was doing before, where the yellows are yellow and the blues are blues. I'll just finish this row and the next row, and you can see how our knitting is going to match what our chart has. So now that I've completed 1 repeat of our chart, you can see that our knitting looks just like our chart on both sides. We have our background color, and then we have these contrast color dots. And each side is the reverse of the other side. So that's how you follow a chart for double knitting. Remember that you're working in pairs, and keep in mind what your knitting is going to look like when it comes off your needle.